Hey, welcome back, guys. So, I think I had a problem earlier in regards to getting a carburetor cleaner and some spray and some penetrating oil on my box. Couldn't fit it in there. So today's modification, we're going to fix that problem with this little genius little contraption here. Y'all seen it before, but here we go. We're going to get this and put that on the toolbox. Not only will it help out with the whole, I don't have any penetrating oil or carburetor cleaner, but as you can see, we can get some screwdrivers in there as well and save up space for other tools. Let's get to it. All right. So this little neat little contraption here, it's got these magnets on it. They're not bad, but they're not very strong either. As you can see, they kind of float around a lot. If you put too much weight on it, you could just touch it like this and it just falls right off. So they're not very good weights on these things at all. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to put these little screws, sheet metal screws, make a hole, a couple of 4 little holes here, maybe some down here, I'm not really sure yet, and permanently bolt it onto the toolbox. One thing you have to keep in mind when you do this with the screws are you can't get too long of a screw because it'll go straight into this walling here, and if you bend that wall or if you hit the rail, you're not going to be able to open up your drawers, or they're not going to open up as smoothly as before. So make sure that when you get your screws that you measure it properly to where it only goes about halfway inside the wall. I think y'all get the idea. You don't want it too long where it messes up the railing, and you don't want it too short where it doesn't have enough grip to hold on. So when you do put weight on here with your tools and everything else, it doesn't just fall over like it will right now with these cheap little magnets. All right, so with this, the first thing we're going to have to do is, this is 8.5 inches wide. So it's right on the marker with the box. Perfect fit. But what we need to do is we need to make sure that this height is where it needs to be and it doesn't overlap here. So that's what I'm going to do now. One thing you need to keep in mind is, what I mean by height is you don't want the screws to be inside the toolbox like this. So you don't want the screws to go all the way through here and stick out, right? Because then you'll be over here and they'll either poke you, cause you harm, mess up your tools or something like that. We need to make sure that that is below here and into the second wall of the drawing like we discussed earlier. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just figure out where I want to drill my holes down here. I should have 4 different ones to get a good secure grip on this. And once I do that, then at that time, I will measure it out to where it needs to be. So it's into that second wall and not in the actual tool area. And then I'll mark those holes where they need to be from the holes that I drill. And then I will put the screws in and we're done. Let me figure something out. So I'm going to go ahead and drill a little farther on the outside here. Just make it easy for me to get in there with the tool to tighten the inside down, because it'll be in here and I can't fit my drill in there. So I'll have to get a 1/4 drive ratchet. So we're just going to do it easier for myself. Let me see, I'll do it about right here maybe. Yeah, that looks good. Oops, I'm traveling over here. Nice. this other side here. Oop. Just like to walk around, doesn't she? That'll do. All right. So we've got the holes drilled. We got to make sure that here, let me get my professional pointer here. Here is where the second wall mates, right here. From here and up here is a tool area. So from here. Now my screws are about here. So we need to lower this down just a little bit and say that's about right. So we're good. Let me show you the other side so you get a better idea. All right, so here is the wall line, and there are my screws. So kind of eyeballing it like an idiot, that's what I do, is here. And you can see where this just barely goes underneath into the second wall area, which is what I want. So let's go to the next part. All right, so now that we've got it the lower just right, we need to make sure the thing is straightened up properly. Make sure it's evened out between here and here. So we'll put this up here. Get a good, wow, holy crap, that's right on the money. Damn, I'm good. You know what? My camera's crooked, but everything else looks pretty tight. Let me straighten my camera. Look at that. Is that not perfect? That's where it's going to be. I do believe. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna mark that all with a drill bit, like we did the first time up here, and we're gonna screw those down and permanently attach them to the box. All right. Well, I got everything marked. I just hope I'm marked properly. I did the best I could. Well, let's go with it. Let's see what happens. This should be underneath, I'm hoping. Oh, looks like a cutting the clothes here. Whew, that was close. We gotta get this one. Look like it's marked right here. That's awfully close, Jeff. What are you gonna do? Here we go. Oh, I felt the wall that time. And then the other one is marked right here about. Okay, if I screwed up my box, guys, y'all can laugh at me. Let's see if this thing fits. All right, so I went ahead and lined everything up where it needs to be. And I'm going to use my 1/4-inch drive Matco ratchet because it already has that little 1/4-inch drive here. And these screws are 1/4-inch drive, so it fits perfectly. Now, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm trying to, I'm not biased towards Matco, even though I am. And I'm not asking anybody to send this video to Matco to sit there and say, hey, you need to sponsor this guy and give him all the Matco tools you have so we can make more videos about how wonderful your tools are. I'm not asking for that. Not asking for that. I love all tools. I like Tecton and Snap-on and Mac and Matco. Okay, let's get to work. I would use an impact, but I'm afraid I might over tighten this and strip it out. So you have to be real careful with stuff like this. And make sure you get it just so you don't want to mess up your box any more than what you already have. Making sure that the magnetics here are on properly and whatnot. Really nice ratchet, man. I'm telling you what. I bought this off my Matco guy some time ago, I was working on a dash, and there was 3 little screws I just couldn't get to, and I had to pull the plastic of the dash. I was trying to get to the airbag, and I told him about it, and he said, try this out. And I did, and wow, I was able to get in that really tight area where it barely fit, and well, they took it right off and did a great job. So you don't want to get it too tight, you'll strip everything out. So just tight enough. I think that's it. Let's take a test drive. All right, here we go. It's all done. Doesn't move around. Pretty strong. Got my emergency screwdrivers that are non-Matco, but that's okay. There you go. And we're finished. That's modification number 2. All right, guys. So there you go. We got our cleaners over there, screwdrivers, penetrating oil, our wrenches up here, and we've got a few more modifications I'm gonna do before this series is completely over. And again, I want to reiterate, when you do this side over here, make sure your screws are long enough, but not too long to where it touches the drawers. Make sure that you don't over tighten it, because once you strip that out, you got to go to a bigger screw, a thicker screw, and you only want to do this once. So get it till it's just firm, until the magnets touch properly, and maybe a quarter turn after that, and then that's it. Just leave it alone. It's good enough. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd appreciate it. Any kind of input would be greatly appreciated as well. If there's any modifications that you want to see put on here, if we're able to do it, we'll do it. And thanks a lot for watching my crazy little video. See you later, guys.